Great afternoon, great afternoon. You guys, let me see if I can flip. Great afternoon, my bad right there. I had it in landscape. Thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I just got done. I finished my ab workout. I told you guys I was going to start doing that every day. And I am, and I wanted to just get here with you guys and talk about this whole journey. This is crazy what's happening. In 1 year, things have really changed in my life. Like I really feel like I went from kind of like a helpless guy in life to a hero in a year. And like a year later, being asked to come and speak for a company on a stage, receive an award. I made a lot of money. I help people go out there in this space and start making money. And I had a job where, I didn't make a lot of money. And for years, we were promised we would make more money. The same old story that a lot of you guys go through. But for me, it made me feel like I was like helpless, like I showed up to work every day. I followed the book. Like I was a good worker. I went the extra mile, just there was never a break, and I got to like where years and years and years and years and years went past. And one day I was out there setting up a graduation for the kids. And I work in a really hot area, like out here in Lake Havasu, super hot out that day. Probably, 104, 105 plus, maybe even like 110. And I was out there and setting up a graduation. I literally almost fried myself, and I heat exhausted myself. I was completely heat exhausted, and I felt like I couldn't move. I started feeling dizzy, and I felt sick, and I felt helpless. Like I didn't have nobody around me. Nobody cared if I passed out on that field. There was nobody there really watching me. I didn't have no water. It felt like a helpless moment in my life where I was being out there, and I was being, getting fried by the sun, making a substandard wage, and I was like, this is it. And this is it. And that was the day that I talked to my mentor, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't really know anymore, I didn't know what I was doing in my life. Like all I was doing was just doing things to get by. I wasn't doing things that mattered, that were significant, but I was getting by, and nobody else cares that you're just getting by. And who else was going to change it but me? My mentor said, man, why don't you try something else out? Are you open to a different stream of income? And I was like, I'm in. So from that day forward, my life started changing. I decided to make a change. I started thinking differently. Everything I did from that day on, I started doing differently. It was up to me if I wanted to go back to that job every day and do the same thing that I had been doing. I almost fried myself in the sun that day. It was second or third time. I felt like I was going to end up in the hospital because the heat was really getting to me. And as I was getting older and older and older, it just wasn't really agreeing with me. So I decided I would do something different. And a year later, I was on the stage getting an award, giving a speech, and I fired my boss. Those were significant changes in 1 year. So, and then I was able to start helping people in life to do the exact same thing. And everybody else was around me going like, dude, what the hell happened to you? What are you doing? And now people wanted to know my secret. They were acting like as if I was some kind of a hero with a cape. And the truth of the matter is I wanted it so bad. And I had somebody that stood beside me that had been making millions of dollars for 30 years. And I started mimicking his behavior. I didn't argue with him. The guy was a documented certified millionaire. I found out that maybe, just maybe, if I listened to him, he could help me. So now I've opened up. I've received the help. I'm not going to go out into this next summer brutalizing my body for a minimum wage, calling up my mentor, being like, yeah, man, I'm almost dead on the 50-yard line, setting up the graduation. Looks good for the kids, but, I almost killed myself doing it. It got to a point where it wasn't really worth it. And I took my life into my own hands. Here I am now. I'm working out. I'm working on some six-pack abs. I'm working on all the things that matter in my life. How to actually help myself, help my team, how to serve my family, how to become a better man with a roadmap that I'm actually getting there, making traction. And I've seen all these other people since I've been in this industry hopping around from thing to 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 thing. And I'm like, what happened, man? To that thing. Oh, that didn't work out. And they're on to the next thing. Now they're doing this. Now they're doing that. And I talk to the guys out there that know these people, and they all know who they are. And it's really crazy and sad and that people do this. Well, when a servant leader, like most of them, they're doing the same thing for quite a period of time. Like they're not hopping around. They're making traction in whatever they're doing. They're not hopping from this thing to that thing to this thing. And that's shining over there, and they go to that. And that's shining over there, and they go to that. And next thing you know, they're quitting because their team's quitting because they haven't made no progress. So, yeah, that's the exact opposite of me. I've literally stuck my feet down, planted them. My roots are growing down. My tree trunk's getting stronger. Our tree is growing and growing and growing and growing. And we're not going to stop growing until we're dead. I'm not stopping. There ain't no way that I'm stopping now. This is way too good and rewarding for these skills that we're learning, and the way that I'm learning how to help other people. It's just a significant change in my life, and I'm seriously proud to be standing here before you guys, and building a really solid team. And I know that one thing that you guys have in your life that's precious is your time. And you know, time's gonna pass no matter what we do in this life. And who in the hell wants to chase somebody out there, go follow somebody out there that's just going from thing to thing to thing? Now they're writing letters. Before they were doing a DBO bank. Now that's gone. Now they call that something else. Now they go to do that. Now they're over here. They're doing this. And then everybody is like, what are we doing? You're not doing much. You're really not doing much. So I urge you guys to plant your seed down with me. Start growing your trees, spreading your roots, and having a solid foundation, because jumping from thing to thing to thing isn't really going to help you become a hero and serve and feed starving kids. I'm super proud that I've got this award right here for in the 1 year that I've been able to be effective. Here's an award for being able to feed over 1,000 starving children out there in the world that may have otherwise died without my effort. And to feed my starving children, CEO just had a meeting with us, and we were talking about how many meals go out to these kids. And these are kids that don't have a choice that don't have parents that are able to feed them. These are kids that would otherwise die without it. So I love that our business is helping feed starving children out in the world, and we're really making a difference amongst the people out there, and the people that are out there, and they're frustrated, and they need something more in their life. They want to build a solid residual income. They're tired of that 9-to-5 job. They want to disconnect their time from a 9-to-5 grind, and they want to be able to take their time and do what's meaningful instead of just being out there doing all over the place. Thank you guys for joining me in today's video. I appreciate you guys. I'm excited to be working out every day at like 10:30. I hope you guys join me. And again, make it a great day. Catch you guys on the next one.